I told you not to sell.
It's been a very exciting week. Stocks have been pumping. Trump has been telling everyone to buy stocks now, buy now, buy now, buy now. Here are my thoughts on the market, and I just want to point out that the market has been behaving like we're in a bull run. Stocks pump, and then they continue to pump. Or they sell off and then pump for the rest of the day, which is the opposite of what's been happening back here. Back here, it was the opposite. We would pump and then dump. Pump, sell off the rest of the day. Pump, sell off the rest of the day. That's what I'm seeing here. Now, we're at an important point in the markets here. We're literally at the top here on NVIDIA. That's the trend line. Resistance. This would be our trend line support. So I am not buying up here. I have not alerted NVIDIA. I actually did flip some, but I'm not going to buy it yet. Mainly because I'm going to wait for this one to come down and see where it finds buyers more than anything. I need to see buyers show up and really break out above not only the 200 weighted moving average, but also above this trend line. Someone did ask me, hey, I kind of want to buy some NVIDIA here, and I'm like, I don't recommend it, but if you want, sure. But I'm not buying. I am not buying. In fact, if we get this cross under on the MACD, last time that happened, we did come down quite a bit. We topped out and then came down from 113 to 96. So there could potentially be about a $10 drop or more. So I'm going to wait and see if buyers show up next week. If it does drop, I'd be shocked if we don't drop. I'd be shocked, honestly, after such a climb. Let me check the RSI. I mean, we're a little hot up here on the RSI. Like every time it's come up here to 70s, we've always pulled back. So everything's kind of lining up for a dump. That's really what it's looking like, a top. Which is why I haven't alerted it. Like, I'm just not going to do that. That's just silly. So sit on your cash and wait for this to come down. Don't be in such a rush to buy because you're afraid to miss out, I guess. It's still a buy. Technically accumulating it under the 200 weighted moving average here, this purple line, it's a buy. Like, you can absolutely, if you're playing that strategy, yes, it's a buy technically. But, I'm about buying under the 200, but at key levels of support. That way I get in cheaper. Sure, I could buy at 116, but hey, what if it comes down to 105 or 114? The more bang for my buck, the better. And so we go back into the past, and you can see every time this has come under the 200, it's always been a buy. It always recovers. It has always done this. Always, always, always. Huge recovery. Look at that. From coming under the 200. Even in the bear market of 2022, you've still got to respect these trend lines. Until that breaks, there's no reason to be bullish. Be very careful. I mean, here it touched the trend line, then it came back, touched it, went over it, double top, and then tanked. So I just don't. Just don't. Better to be safe than sorry. And that trend line, I'm giving it some leeway, but you get the point. Under that 200, under that purple line, look, it actually came up above it briefly and tanked. Came up above it briefly and tanked. Actually touched it here and pulled back a little bit, then broke out above it, which made it bullish, and then it just trended, all this here. And the cycle kind of just repeats, right? This is what we're doing. We're abusing longer term patterns. That's what we're doing. We're abusing longer term patterns. You see that? It always just comes down under that 200 and it always runs. And it runs like 5 to 10x. You look at the quarterly chart and the story is it just keeps going up. Despite the 2008 financial crash. Despite that. The yearly chart, every red year is nothing more than opportunity. That doesn't mean you just blindly throw money around. You look to buy at key levels of support. On the monthly, you can see we are right at that trend line. Yes, we could break out. I would wait for confirmation of that breakout before buying in. Because if this tanks, then you're going to be like, oh my God, no, it came back to 88 and I bought at 116. No. Wait for confirmation at least that we're going to actually break out of this and go higher. That would be bullish. I'm going to turn this green. That would be bullish right there. But if we get rejected and start getting pushed down, that's bearish. So this is one of those points where you just sit back and relax and do nothing. Just wait. Some people just don't have that discipline and patience. They want to jump in right now. I'm afraid it's going to go to 1,000 again and I'm going to miss out if I don't buy at 116. It's absolutely silly. So, because I know some people in my Discord were like, are we buying anything? I'm like, no, we're not buying anything. That's silly. That would be foolish. If anything, if you buy anything, we're flipping it literally same day. We flipped some uranium real quick for like 16 bucks, which pays, I guess, for some of the membership price. But yeah. Let me check something real quick. Weekly. You work your way down from the yearly to the quarterly to the weekly and so on and so forth. Monthly, weekly, daily, and this is just a very important point in the market. So if anything, if you notice that 200 weighted moving average, you notice how the stock actually has been holding above the 200 on the weekly. By the way, this is the weekly candlestick time frame. You see how it comes down here, touches that purple line, and bounced off of it, went sideways here, and then started climbing. So what I would look for, if anything, what I would look for is maybe it comes down back to the purple line, which would be about $100. And maybe we get a nice little bounce here. Maybe it's a buy maybe between 100 and 105 is what I would say here. Because, it went under it and immediately recovered. Went under it, recovered. Went under it again here, recovered. Didn't even go under it here, despite the selling pressure here on this big red candle. So that 200 right there is acting as the line in the sand right now. So I would rather you be patient and wait to see if it comes down to like 100, 105 and then buy in. If it doesn't break out. If it does break out, fantastic. We also got the weekly crossover on the MACD, which is usually bullish. When we get that crossover, we usually pump, right? But that only happens in a bull market. In a bear market, it's usually a fake out, right? Here it crossed over, and we actually tanked, right? These are fake outs here. So the question is this a fake out or not? That's why I'm saying just wait. No point in buying here. It's not a buy. That's it for the video. That's the technical analysis. You do what you want, but I'm going to wait to see if it comes down to 100 or 105. See if we can get it nice and cheap down there. Because that's just how I am. I like the best bang for my buck here. I can wait. Patience pays. Those who have been buying down here while it was cheap under 100 or any stock that was cheap, a lot of stocks were at a massive discount. Anyone who was buying, guess what? They were rewarded on this pump here, on this pullback in the downtrend. If it's not a pull, if it's not a pullback and it's actually the start of a bull run, then different story, right? But we'll see what happens. We got to give it another week and see how next week plays out more than anything. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video.